So we've been getting a lot of questions asking about how big our Levo travel backpacks actually are. So in this video, we're gonna show you everything you need to know. We're gonna fill out the compartments of each bag so you can see how much volume each pocket actually has, with the ultimate goal of just you having all the information that you need to know which size, the 36 or the 30-liter, best suits your needs. And if you wanna learn more about either of these bags or make a purchase, we recommend doing so with the first link in the description. Now, before we actually go measuring the volume of the bags, I wanna quickly explain volume theory, because it's a bit more complicated than you'd think that it should be. Because math tells us that if we take an object and multiply the height times the width times the depth, that equals the volume. For example, this guy right here, our actual volume measuring box, because it's hard and it's a single compartment versus a soft goods backpack. And there's different ways that you could measure the same bag, which would actually give you different results. Like for instance, with the Levo, we could measure out the front pocket independently, put it in the measuring bucket, and then the main compartment, right? So they're never fighting with each other. And that'll paint a picture of a lot more packing space. Versus if we fill out the main compartment first, and then the front pocket, and then measure them both at the same time, right? Because then they're fighting for space. There's a lot of different ways to actually do this. That's why volume measurements on bags can vary so dramatically, and there's a lot of controversy, and it's kind of a bit more of an art than it is a science. All right, I've talked enough. Let's show you what I mean. These are our factory grade measuring balls. Let's start with the 30-liter Levo. Give it a little test run. Now, while I'm packing this bag out, a couple of things. As I mentioned, these are the factory grade measuring balls. When we visited different factories for Firo, every legitimate backpack factory is using the same system. Now, something also to note is what we call at Firo, a shimmy, not a shove. And what that means is when a compartment is fully packed out, like the main compartment, what we could do right now, you can shove these balls down, but you can give the bag a bit more volume. You can see how much we pushed down all those balls just now. But we don't do that at Firo. Hence, a shimmy, not a shove. In my opinion, it's just a bit more of an honest way of the actual usable volume. Now, one thing that I love about this backpack is that it has its own volume in the front compartment. A lot of travel bags will have a front pocket, but when the main compartment is packed out, this is rendered useless. But we made enough packing space that it can hold its own weight. How much? Let's find out. Ah! Messy business with the balls, guys. You ready, Tav?
Mm-hmm. What about the water bottle pocket? Are you gonna measure that?
So, great call, Tabs. But really, in my opinion, the best way to measure the water bottle holder is just to showcase that a water bottle actually fits in there, even when the bag is fully packed out. Plenty of capacity in this compartment by itself. Now, we're not gonna fill out the laptop compartment because as we packed out this bag, you can see there's really just a slot in there. Now, that was intentional. That's how we built the Levo, which gives you extra packing space in those times that you're not bringing a laptop. But this top pocket does have its own capacity. Let's go ahead and pack that out as well. And this just showcases why I love this pocket so much, because gravity. All the balls are falling to the bottom of the bag, and utilizing that top space is actually really difficult to do. This top pocket is my favorite feature on the Levo travel backpack. I could do more, but this will give us a really good idea. Starting with the small pockets first. We're coming in at basically 1 liter on the dot. And keep in mind, this is fully packed out. If I just measured this pocket by itself, we'd probably get an extra 50% more space, but we wanna show how all the pockets and capacity works in congruence with each other. Congruently, incongruence, I was close, okay? All right, for the front pocket, a little bit more challenging. I think we can do this. Oh shit, losing balls. All right, so for the front pocket, when the bag is fully packed out, get about 3 liters of capacity. So that brings us to about 4 liters in total. Now note, look at how much space we freed up. So in theory, what we could do is smudge the numbers a bit and refill this compartment, but that's not really fair because the goal is to see the bag. Realistic use case. So, moment of truth here. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, we're about 27, 28 liters, somewhere around there. So if you add in the water bottle pocket and the back pocket, which is a pretty juicy back pocket, 1 liter each, you're getting it around 29, a tight 30 liters. This is why these tests and transparency is important. It's a handmade good, and as you saw, I probably could have shoved it down a little bit more and gotten 32 liters out of this. But for us, we felt pretty comfortable with that 30 liter mark. And even Kevin, one of the co-founders of Evergoods, one of the best bag companies in the world, he stated in a recent video that they give themselves 3 liters of variation on either side because of just how malleable this entire process can be. All right, so there you have it for the 30 liter. Now let's do the 36 liter. Okay, so again, if we got a little cheeky, we could probably pack this out a little bit more hardcore, but you can see filled to the top of the main compartment. Same thing with the front. Moment of truth. All right, top tech pocket, just a little over 1 liter. Front pocket. Coming in at 4 liters to me. Which again, take a look, now we just gained probably, that extra 3 liters of space that we just lost from the front. We gained here, but I wanna see it all together in harmony together. All right, moment of truth. Let's get this nice and even. So we're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 on the dot.
I can see that one ball is like about 35.
We got 1 ball over 35, and you round that up, that gets you to 36. No, but again, you count total capacity of the bag, water bottle pocket, and the monster back pocket. Plus, honestly, you're getting a little bit of extra literage with the tech compartment. And like I said, if we would have measured it separately, we could have gotten this number to be a lot bigger. Should we do it, Tav?
Sure, why not? Let's go.
Why not? Oops, shit. The bottom fell. Technical difficulties. We gotta upgrade our gear, dude. We'll count it. That's basically it. So, minus maybe a half a liter's worth of balls that are all over the floor. So as you can see, we fit the entire capacity, the whole 36 liters of the bag into the main compartment just now because it's not competing now with the front because we didn't load the front out or the tech pocket. So you can see there's just different ways to do this. But this leads me to kind of say, I'm happy that we did this to show the transparency like we always do here at Firo. And I feel very good at calling this at 36 liters and the smaller version of the Levo at 30 liters. But let me know what you think. Do you think that we should have called it at smaller for the 36? For the 30, should we call it bigger? Let me know what you think about our final volume measurements in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you're still here, you might be thinking to yourself, but wait, okay, it's cool, 35, 36 liters, whatever, but what does that actually mean? What can the 36 liter actually fit? Let me show you with round 2 of our standardized testing, toilet paper. Now, I know this is not the sexiest thing, but I've been to a few countries and toilet paper is usually pretty similarly sized around the world. We wanted to use like a 6-pack of cans, but we're in Hong Kong and honestly, they're different here. It's either an 8-pack of regular size or if you want the 6-pack, they only give you the minis now. So toilet paper is the best that we could do, but I wanted to use sort of a universal object. So when you're trying to visualize how much is 30 liters, now you know. 2, 3, 7, 11. So you can see on the 36 liter, we have a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rolls of TP. That's a lot more than I thought. That basically covers the base, but not the actual depth of the bag, right? Because a single roll of TP, only yay depth. All right, let's see if this will close. Pushing these zippers to their limits. That's why you always go YKK. Just barely close the top. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 rolls, and that was just in the main compartment with these awkwardly shaped, universally sized and loved rolls, not counting the front or the tech compartment on top. And then for the 30-liter version, you're gonna be pretty close, just a few less rolls of DP. That worked pretty well, Tav. So if you're still watching this, you might still be a little bit confused about which size of the Levo is best for your needs. So I'm just gonna run through and riff on a couple of things that might help you make a decision. First of all, if you're looking for a carry-on versus a personal item, this is a question that we get a lot. And Aaron, love the bags. I'm looking for a carry-on for flying. No, they won't even say United, that's the problem. They'll just say for an airline. And I'm like, every airline is gonna have different policies. So what I recommend is checking the dimensions of the Levo fully packed out. We're gonna put that on the screen now and cross-referencing those dimensions with the airline that you're likely gonna be traveling with. If you hate that answer because you want like a specific it will fit or it won't fit, then the rule of thumb is gonna be, you're gonna be good for basically most airlines carry-on with both bags. That's how we designed these bags to be, like the ultimate carry-on bags. But personal item will get a little bit more iffy. I think the 30-liter you have a shot on non-budget airlines. But let's be honest, like on the budget airlines in Asia and particularly in Europe, probably not gonna make the cut. And for reference, a carry-on is gonna be the bag that goes in the bin overhead, and the personal item is gonna be the bag that fits underneath the seat in front of you. And what makes it more complicated is that airlines might have a policy of a certain bag size for their personal item, the bag that goes underneath the seat in front of you. And I have tested the Levo 30-liter on a few flights, and it could fit underneath the seat, regardless of the fact that the airline didn't technically want me to put it under the seat. So long story short, it's complicated, but if you're looking for a rule of thumb, know that you'll be good for these bags for carry-on in the bin overhead in most airlines around the world. And the next thing is just gonna be trip length, which is, again, difficult to say. It depends on how you pack and where you're going and how many jackets you have, and are you bringing a drone with you? All these things are gonna factor into how much space you need in your travel bag. But typically, if you're not an overpacker and you're just kind of your middle of the road average traveler, a 36-liter bag is good for around a week-long trip, and a 30-liter is good for a weekend trip. But if you wanna go more minimalist, I can do months at a time on a 30-liter, no problem. But having said that, the 36-liter is definitely the more popular of the two because you get to maximize your carry-on, that overhead space, which is why we use the 36-liter as the star of our show for our traveling video, where we take this bag from Hong Kong, where we are now, to Vietnam and showcase every single feature while actually on the road, in airports, and on the actual airplane. And you can watch that video right here. Now, if you have any other questions about these bags or you want us to do any other tests, please let us know in the comments below. I personally read every single comment and respond. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Fyro, and we'll catch you next time.